Alright, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostle elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. I just want to do a real quick video today, and I'm entitled it A Revisiting of Deuteronomy 28, because it was just on my spirit to go back into some of the milk, some of the core scriptures and lessons when you come into getting the full understanding of the scriptures. And I just want to jump right into the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, and just I was gonna jump around, but I guess we'll just go all the way through the chapter. Now I just start at the top. Now this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. So that's at the beginning. These first few verses will be going through what would happen if we hearken unto the voice of the Lord, the blessings that would befall on us. So verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, which is your children, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. That's reincarnation too, but that's another subject. The Lord shall cause thy enemies to rise up against thee, to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee. So basically he said he will bless us in everything that we set our hand to do, if we will hearken unto the voice of the Lord. Verse 9. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy power, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasures, the heaven, to give thee rain unto the land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. Now this sounds like it would be this is the kingdom. It sounds like everything would be great, but as we all know, we didn't hearken unto the words of the Lord. Verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee head and not tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy power, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. Let me stop on this. No, I'm going to keep going. I'll go into that in a minute. And thou shalt not, verse 14, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. Now, We're going to go into verse 15. Now, this is going into what will happen if we didn't hearken unto the words, the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. What would come about? Excuse me. And we all know that this is the route that Israel chose. We chose not to hearken unto the voice of the Lord. And we had to suffer the consequences of the curses that are about to go into detail in the next verses. So verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, before I go into it anymore, whenever you see the Lord, which is Yahweh, I say the Lord thy power, because that word God just means power. We can go into that, break down his word. Whenever you see the Lord in all caps, it's really saying Yahweh. That's the Hebrew word for it. Yahweh. The Hebrew word for when you see the Lord in all caps is Yahweh. And go back into it one more time. And that word God, we see right here they got the word Elohim, which just means power. Rulers, judges, it just means power. So a lot of people get caught up on that God, but the word before God is Lord in all caps, which is Yahweh. So I just wanted to point that out, because I know people might be watching the video and see me not using that word God, because it's that God word is it's just a title, man, a position of power. A God, that means power. But the Lord's name is Yahweh. Instead of them putting his name, they wrote in this word Lord. So let's I'm gonna start back at verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, let's get into the curses. Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Now we could take a step back and just look at these two people, right? These two curses right here. And who does that sound like? That sounds like you so-called Jakes out there. Sounds like you niggas, man. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. The word field, you know, that's going in the world. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. You niggas are cursed in everything that you do. All you have to do is take a step back and look at the world. Verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. So it's saying, cursed shall be your children, and cursed shall be the fruit of thy land. We can't, our children are cursed from the womb. Coming into this world, being of the land of Israel. You Negroes, you Jamaicans, you Haitians, you Puerto Ricans, you Mexicans, cursed are you and your cursed are your children from the moment that they come out the womb. Verse 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. And that's reincarnation. Cursed shall you be when you come in the world, and cursed shall you be when you go out the world. Now, verse 20. the Lord shall send upon thee curse and vexation and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Everything that we set our hands to do as being niggas in this world, man, everything we set our hands to do, it turns to shit. So when you read these curses, we all know by continuing reading in the scriptures that the Israelites didn't hearken unto the voice of the Lord. So if you look at this, does this seem like those so-called Jew rat bastards that's over in Israel now? Do everything they set their hand to turn to shit? Not at all, because they run the world. Everything they do turns to gold. So if you're looking at this, if you think that's talking about them, you have to be a damn fool. All right, verse 21. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee until he have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, and with the fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Now that's a nigga all day. We consumed with all type of diseases, hypertension, HIV, all type of shit, inflammation. You got bad knees. It's something that's wrong with you. And we're consumed with the sword. Every day you cut on the news, is more Israelites that are being killed on a daily basis, day in and day out. And it's not all a coincidence that all this is happening. It's because of the curses that the Lord put on us. You look at places like Chicago, you look at different places, man, we going out by the truckload. And it's all been prophesied thousands of years ago. Verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. In other words, man, the earth won't yield fruit for us, man. Nothing goes good for us. Everything that you get, being a nigga or being an Israelite, is gonna come hard for you. Verse 24. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Our enemies overtook us every time that we came against them. The Assyrian captivity, when the Romans came against us, the Egyptians, these Europeans. We fled every time. We tried to get away. It was nothing we could do to overtake the enemy. That wasn't because they were just so much better than us far as warriors. It was a spiritual thing. The Lord put the spirit on them and took it away from us. The enemy today, a white cracker cop can walk up on the block and make 50 niggas run in all different directions, one man. Because it's a spiritual thing. It's part of the curses that was put on us. Verse 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. Hey, and that's yeah, that's crazy, man. That's all these diseases that's out now. And they plague Israel. Niggas and Mexicans, you the main carriers of these damn disgusting diseases that's out now. You the main carriers of it. Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, We're going to go into